My name is John Weinberg, and I am a photographer located in Sonoma County, California. And I've had the pleasure of working with an amazing model known as Devi the model, also known as @GooglyMonster on Instagram. We have had several photo shoots together, and we've created some amazing images and wanted to share a little bit more of her with you. So go ahead and get comfortable, relax, and enjoy this wonderful interview with Devi the model.
Hi, I'm Devi, and I'm an art model. I'm also a writer and a massage therapist, and I work as a caseworker at a nonprofit. Got my office job. I'm Indian American, and I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. So yeah, you might be wondering, what I mean when I say I'm an art model. And basically, the way I sort of think of it is, unlike like a fashion model or, a model that works with an agency, to work with big brands for commercial work, mainly as an art model, I work with people. Just regular people, artists, photographers, small businesses, basically just people who need a model to make whatever project a reality. So this could include life drawing classes, body casting for sculptures. More commonly these days, I work with photographers, art photographers, and that encompasses like a huge range of genres, everything from people who need a boudoir model or a glamour model for their portfolio, or a photographer who does headshots that needs portrait models. And then I just work with a lot of random photographic artists who are just doing really awesome things. People who work with like large format and film, like wet plate and tintype styles. People who want to do like yoga inspired nudes, bodyscapes, outdoor figurative work, basically just work that celebrates the human body as an art form. So I got into art modeling kind of on accident. It wasn't like I had this goal and, I went out trying to achieve it. It sort of just happened. I've sort of talked about this before, but basically it was, my boyfriend does art nudes as a hobby, and we started working together, and I sort of realized that I could, find other people to work with and get paid. So I just started doing more and more, and eventually it turned into like a serious creative outlet and like kind of my own art form. And it was never really that challenging for me to begin with, because nudity is just not something that has ever really freaked me out. And I'm a yogini and a martial artist, and it just felt natural to sort of like perform and, I don't know, express myself in front of the camera using my body and facial expression. And I think part of it is being somebody with ADHD. I can sort of go into this like hyper-focused like trance where like a dancer or a musician or an actress, I'm just sort of embodying and expressing different sides of myself and performing. And, when I'm in that mode, it's, it's easy. It's easy for me. I mean, it's a lot easier for me than, like, talking in front of a camera, weirdly enough. Like, this is awkward to me. I'm getting better, but it's a lot harder for me. Like, if I were just dancing or, like, moving or modeling right now, I'd be a lot more comfortable. It'd be a lot more natural. I don't know why, but anyways. Basically, I started working more and more in the art nude genre because I realized how important it is to have just a more diverse, like, body of imagery out there of, like, the nude form, as, an Indian person, as a brown person, and as a woman, because I think the nude female form, particularly women of color, is sort of hypersexualized, and taking it out of that context is, I think, kind of transformative in terms of changing the way that society sees the human body, and just seeing it as an interesting, beautiful, ever-changing portrait of a human being, rather than just something that's, like, shameful and bad and dirty and sexual, is, I think, positive. So, yeah. Very proud to do what I do, even if it does cause problems at times for me. I believe in what I do. It's almost like, where do I start? Number one, you have to live with the fact that there's just, like, nude images of you all over the internet. Not all of them are necessarily, like, super artistic or super cool. I mean, some of them could probably be, viewed by some as softcore porn just because it's a, nude female body. I mean and intend to work with artists who do work that I respect. But when, this is one of your main sources of income, you also just have to pay the bills, and so, you just end up working with whoever's available, who, will pay for your services, so long as they do work that fits within my boundaries, just as a human being. And they treat me with just basic dignity and respect. Yeah, I mean, it's less important to me how talented you are as an artist, as it is, do you treat me well? And sometimes that system that I have for myself, in terms of who I choose to work with, fails, and I work with the wrong people, and it can be unpleasant. But I would say that's, like, probably 1% of the time, and I feel like that's just kind of how life is. You just, any job you work in, you're gonna run into people that don't treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. Other challenges, I mean, if you've followed my work for any period of time, you know that my images are all over the place, and they're constantly misused, and there's not much I can do about it, because the internet is the wild, wild west, and that's just how it works. People can steal images really easily and do whatever they want, and, represent you in ways that you would not choose for yourself, that are humiliating, and, like many people have been trying to tell me, well, that's just, I guess, like, the price of, having your stuff all out there, and I understand that, and, I try to just kind of accept it and have a sense of zen about it, because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm proud of what I do, and just the process, just being a worker basically, getting hired and meeting people, and just meeting fascinating people, and bonding and being creative, and I mean, it's joyful. It's interesting. Before, I got into any of this world, this modeling world, I wanted to be a journalist. So I think that in a weird way, I'm sort of living that, because I meet new people every day, and it kind of like quenches my curiosity about people. And then there's just like the process, the obvious like artistic outlet, like the catharsis that you get from being able to express yourself as a performer, to be able to like, go into that meditative sort of trance mode where you're just hyper focused, you're just being yourself, and you're just authentic, and to be able to get paid for that is cool. No, I think that it's all just different sides of yourself. That like if you're a freestyle dancer, like you're just expressing yourself. The sort of primal energies that come out are just, they're part of you, and we're all dynamic animals. We all have these different sides to ourselves that we sort of repress in everyday life in order to sort of just live and get along, and that's why I think artistic expression is so powerful, because you sort of let go of all of that, and it's sort of like this safe space to just be who you are, and express what's in you without judgment, or well, people do judge, but you know what I mean. It's a space for you to be yourself. So if you want to follow me online, the main place where I showcase my work is Instagram. My ID is Googly Monster, so that's GOOGLYMONSTOR, not ER. So it's Googly Monster. And you can also follow my Patreon. So that's just, patreon.com/Devi the model, all one word, DEVITHEMODEL. And you can support me by pledging, whatever it is you're comfortable with. It definitely helps me keep doing what I do. And I also support a nonprofit that I volunteer for called Charlotte Maxwell. It's a clinic in Oakland that works with low-income cancer patients. Well, they're all women with cancer who are low-income, and just offers them pretty much every type of complementary treatment out there, whether it's acupuncture, massage, Feldenkrais, just free of charge. So yeah, if you want to support me, support them, visit my Patreon.